So after all the mayhem in Charlottesville, there's a bunch of people that are trying to rationalize and justify all the Nazi hate speech and murder by saying that Black Lives Matter is also a hate group, just like the Ku Klux Klan. Which, Black Lives Matter is a hate group, right? They hate racial inequality, and they hate, and they hate how indifferent white people are to the murder of their damn children. Like, that's bullshit, dude. Black Lives Matter has called for the death of cops and for the death of white people. Cracker, please. They haven't. All right, here's the thing. Black Lives Matter has an official website and an official platform. And you know what's not on there? Anything calling for the death of anybody, which is way more than the ISIS and the KKK and the alt-right Nazi websites can say. All right? There actually is a website that looks into this. The Southern Poverty Law Center website. They kind of study hate groups, and they classify all those groups as hate groups and Black Lives Matter as not a hate group. Yeah, well, bullshit. I heard some of the people associated with Black Lives Matter said to kill Whitey. You do realize that there's a difference between a person loosely associated with a group saying and doing something and the official position of that group. You get that, right? For instance, there was a few cops that actually joked about that Trump voter that murdered people with his Dodge Challenger in Charlottesville, like Conrad Lariviere, a cop from Springfield, Massachusetts. He joked around. He's like, ha, 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 I love this. Maybe people shouldn't block the roads. And then another cop in Kentucky named Josh Myers captioned a picture of the car/murder weapon with, ha, when you're born a Challenger, but identify as a Ram. Okay, those jokes are terrible and racist. And do you fellas write for Jeff Dunham? Now, if a few whack jobs loosely associated with Black Lives Matter speak for the whole organization, then guess what? Those two cops do too. According to you, all police officers think that when Nazis murder people, it is hilarious. That's right. The cops are all Nazi sympathizers, right? If BLM is a terrorist group, then so are the COPs. Which I actually, at one point, thought that angle would change some minds. But people really, really are hanging their hoods on this Black Lives Matter being a terrorist organization angle. Right? I just don't get why so many people insist that Black Lives Matter is a hate group when the experts disagree and they don't preach hate. Right? It exists because citizens are frustrated with racism in the justice system and with cops being complicit by their silence and killing innocent human beings and then covering it up. That's what they're mad at. An entire campaign built on nonviolence and wanting equality and wanting justice, that's not a hate group. An entire campaign and electorate built on hate, well, that might be a hate group. So I'm pretty sure that Black Lives Matter is not a hate group and that Trump supporters are a hate group. You know, I actually think this whole terrorism angle is coming from this, right? Because in the eyes of far too many of us, including the cops, black men are scary. And that's why they get shot with their hands in the air. Because there is no posture or tone of voice that they can use that makes a racist feel safe. So I'm sorry, your fear of black people doesn't make them terrorists. It makes you a racist.